I'm here in New York City with one of my favorite musicians, and he's a real musician, not just drums, but he's most famous for his drumming. And I'm here in New York City with Bill Cobham. How you doing today, Bill?
Tired.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, we've been working pretty hard in the last few days. Yeah.
So, yeah, I heard you had 2 great shows last night.
Yeah, working really well. The night before was rocking, but, we continue to progress. It's getting there. Everybody's starting to remember the music now, of course, because this is the last night.
Right. Don't this is the last night of the tour? How long has the tour been going now?
Oh, it's been a 3-day tour in the same building.
Mm-hmm.
We've gone, from the bar to the stage and back to the bar 3 times, man. And every time we came back, we were different.
Wow, that's great. Well, for those of you who might not know who Bill Cobham is, he's on every type of music. You're one of the most diverse musicians I know. He played with Kenny Burrell and, of course, Dreams and Mahavishnu Orchestra and a lot of your own ensembles. We were just reminiscing a little bit about the time I saw you in Hamburg, Germany, with a very unusual and wonderful quartet with Borelli Legrand and
The great
Larry Coryell,
yeah.
and Richard Bona.
Yeah.
And you have been all over the world, and you lived in Europe for a long time, and you've been playing with a lot of musicians from every different place. This group, you have some musicians like Didier Lockwood from Paris. So have you been spending
Correct.
time in France lately?
Yes, Didier Lockwood. Sylvain Luc. Didier Lockwood, by the way, plays violin, among other instruments, but that he keeps hidden from time to time. He breaks out a trumpet or an alto saxophone, which I think is absolutely unfair. And then there's Sylvain Luc, I call him my Harlequin, my guitar Harlequin. He's just incredible. You have to hear him. The words can't really do him justice. And the great Richard Bailey, great Victor Bailey, playing bass, who's, man, good grief, 19 years old. He started with Weather Report.
Right.
It's been a while, and so that makes up the String Quartet.
Wow, smoking group.
Yes, good. We're doing all right. We're not, we're attracting people. We play loud enough to leave the doors open and everybody comes in. That's good.
That's beautiful. And have you been recording lately?
I've been recording. I've made a big band recording with the Frankfurt Radio Band, playing the music of the Mahavishnu Orchestra. We covered excerpts from the first 3, the excerpts from Visions of the Emerald Beyond, Intermounting Flame, and Birds of Fire. That record's available on
great.
In and Out Records. Then there's a record called Drum and Voice 2 that's got a bunch of people on it, from Buddy Miles to Brian Auger to, good grief. But it's completely different direction for me. It's like,
yeah, really.
I mean, from the Mahavishnu thing with the 17-piece big band, I'm doing this straight. What they've done is that they took some samples and loops of my stuff, and then we put some music, wrote some music around that, and put in some vocals and things like that. And next thing you know, you had about 16 tunes. I can't remember how many tunes came out of that thing, but that's there. And then of course there's my band Culture Mix. The Colors album is there. And those are the things that I've been recording of late.
Wow, I'd love to hear all that. And especially, I got a lot of friends on the HR Hessische Rundfunk band.
Sure.
Tony Lakatosh. Yeah, I play a lot of Tony's music on our show, and I've been very fortunate to play a bit with Tony when I'm in Germany.
Good player, man.
One of my very favorite tenor saxophonists in the world.
Yeah.
There's some nice cats on that band.
Right. Yeah, he's right there, man.
Yeah, Tony is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We had a lot of fun with him recently in Las Vegas.
Really?
Yeah. He came with another friend of his who we never even pronounce his name, from Budapest,
Oh, Lord.
And we went to the Cirque du Soleil show, Mystère, and to see another Hungarian friend of his who's playing a lounge gig, and the hotel, it's like shaped like a pyramid, you know.
Wow.
And so the piano player, he has arms as big as a telephone pole, you know. And so a friend of his came from the HR radio that was helping the guy who does all the music sheet arrangements for the big band, and he kept saying to Tony, "Your friend, he must really work out, you know." And Tony said, Wiener Schnitzel.
No.
Yeah, Wiener Schnitzel. But yeah, Tony, all those musicians in Tony's circle from Budapest are wonderful, and his whole family. You know, he's a second generation.
Yeah.
Great musician. So they were very fortunate to have Tony on the band, and I know Harry Peterson, American, who's been on the band. He just recently retired.
Right, Harry. Yeah. That's right.
He's a lot of fun, you know. I actually lived in Frankfurt for a long time, so and we saw you in Frankfurt the last time a few years ago at the Musikmesse, you know. So you've been traveling a lot as usual, and which countries have you been visiting lately?
Russia, and we're soon to. It's actually we've been kind of home, but Russia, the States, I've been teaching over here a bit. England, you know, but not.
Yeah. Where do you call home these days?
Bern, Switzerland.
Still in Switzerland.
Yeah, still Switzerland.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. And looking to migrate down to Panama very shortly.
Oh, wow.
So, as a matter of fact, on Saturday, we go down there, and that's to continue to investigate how we go about investing our time for the rest of our lives there, because that's where I was born. Yeah.
Right. That's great. I'm sure all the people in your home will be very happy to have you coming home, you know?
Yeah, especially my nephews and cousins. Like Tio, and where's the candy? Well, it's okay.
Yeah,
lots of kids.
It's great. So, in the future, what kind of plans have you got for productions? Are you involved in some multimedia type things?
Well, I've been made for this year. I am the musical director for the World of Music, Arts, and Dance. It's WOMAD, and it's an organization that's run by Peter Gabriel. It's owned by Peter Gabriel, and so we'll be in Australia. And New Zealand in March, and in England in July at festivals mostly, and I'm just kind of conducting traffic on that and teaching. I'll be at the University of Bath Spa in Bath, England in the summer at a music camp for about a week. I'm I'm going around teaching quite a bit. Hopefully, we'll get this thing happening at the Air Force Academy in Colorado Springs, doing master classes, stuff like that. So I'm just all over the place.
Speaking of the military, a few moments ago you mentioned that Joe Gallardo and you were in the service together.
Yeah.
And we've been playing a lot of Joe's music. He has some wonderful CDs out on the Skip Records label.
I kind of vaguely remember,
And I'm very fortunate to have Joe on my new album that we recorded at NDR Radio. And you've done some things with the NDR band as well?
I've never played with them.
Well, I'm sure they'd love to have you. They have a rotating drummer situation there. Yeah.
Yeah, I've not gotten to that one. I've done WDR, I've done HR Big Band, but I've never gotten an invitation up there.
Well, it was great to see you in Hamburg, and it's always great to run into you, Bill. And I want to let the listeners know about any websites that they can visit where they can check out your...
You guys can come over to me at www.billycobham.com, and I'm there. I'm under the pseudonym Boomer.
Boomer, yeah. Well, they don't call you Boomer for nothing.
I know, I'm loud.
Yeah, well, no, but and speaking in your defense, I have to say, you're one of the most dynamic drummers I know of. You can boom, but you can bring it down too, and you break it right down, and so you can hear a whisper in the house. And I noticed that you do that on your shows, and I think it's wonderful because so many musicians lose their sense of dynamics. and it just becomes like a wall of sound. It's like a battleground up there, you know.
I hear you.
But you have a great dynamics. I've always respected all your music and the so many different styles of music that you've tackled and really played well. You just, everybody enjoys playing with you so much, and I hope maybe someday I'll get a chance to play a couple tunes with you.
Why not?
Yeah, that'd be a gas.
No problem.
So, have you got any shows coming up that we can let the folks know about?
Yeah, come to Panama. We're doing the Panama Jazz Festival next week.
Sounds like a great idea.
Yeah.
So, Panama tourism, listen up, because hopefully a lot of people will be coming out from the Bay Area, and we're streaming all over the world too on www.kyou radio, and our call letters on this CBS station are KYCY and KYOU. Can you say something for the KYOU listeners in the signing off, Bill?
Oh yeah, everybody at KYOU, I owe you for listening to us on this interview, and for listening and supporting live music, and Jon Hammond. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Bill Cobham on KYCY.